It's a Region 8 conference matchup as the Eastern Florida State College women's soccer team takes on Broward College. Live from the Titans Soccer Complex on the Melbourne campus, it's the Titans and the Seahawks. Next. Beautiful night to start off your week with some college soccer as Eastern Florida State College, the number 6 team in all the land, and the NJCAA hosting their conference rival, the Broward College Seahawks. Good evening and welcome, everybody. Alongside Eddie Rodriguez, my name's Jeff Radcliffe. So glad to have you along here for Titan Soccer on WEFS. Very familiar two teams that we've seen before year after year. Broward has never beaten Eastern Florida, but they may have their best chance this year as they played a 3-1 game, a loss earlier this season, but hey, they've actually looked very, very good.
That's right, Jeff. Mike Goodrich and the Seahawks are looking to come in here and spoil the party against a good Eastern Florida team that, as you mentioned, haven't made a little beat. They're looking to just come into their house and see if they can match up today in this, beautiful day today here. Great complex for this game, and of course, it's one of those situations where home team, you have home field advantage, and you should get the good result.
Well, speaking of good results, Eastern Florida 5-1, bouncing back from that 2-1 loss at Daytona State, finished up, came back home and beat Monroe Community College, the number 2 team in all the land. So they answered the bell when the chips were down.
And we knew that the new addition of Daytona State, it was going to be a good matchup, and that's going to become a rivalry between Eastern Florida and Daytona, which is just literally up the street, few miles, of course, more than a few, but the two teams are going to match up well. So Jeff Carr told me that's going to be a dangerous team, and they just so happened that's their only loss this year.
We'll take a look at the starting 11s and kick off the Seahawks and Titans right after this on WEFS. Leaves it up, and it's put down that time. Rachel Gunn pumps the fist. Blocked at the point again, over just inside. Down Broadway, trickling down on the right side of the court. And the streak is over, exciting 12.
The Eastern Florida State College volleyball team takes on the Lake Sumter Lake Hawks. Live Thursday at 7 on WEFS.
Create the career of your dreams with a degree from Eastern Florida State College. Earn a bachelor's degree, associate's degree, or college certificate in growing job fields like healthcare, business, and computer technology. On campus or online, you can find inspiration and success. Anything's possible where Titans rise. Eastern Florida State College.
Back in Melbourne as we get set. Seahawks taking on the Eastern Florida State College Titans. Seahawks 3-2-1, 1-2 in conference play. They've got 4 Swedes on their roster. 3 of them will start at the top of the formation. The best of the bunch could be Ronja Kornvall from Varberg, Sweden.
Sweden, she's been on a tear putting the ball in the back of the net, and she's just one, Jeff, of the many international players for this Seahawks roster, but she's the one that you have to keep an eye on if you're one of the defenders for Eastern Florida.
Well, Eastern Florida has been defending well and has been scoring goals quite well as Cleisha DeRue has moved from a bench player to starting at the top of the formation of a 4-2-3-1 for Jeff Carr.
Here we see DeRue's goal in the last game right at the, how about this little celebration right here between a Brazilian Zamba. But, kudos to her. As you mentioned, she was coming off the bench, and now she's a starter, but on a tear right now with 7 goals for the Titans.
The left-footed Londoner. Here's a look at the starting formation. Back to a 4-2-3-1 here for Eastern Florida. Deinert is the keeper. Suppan and Whitaker, the central defenders. DeLuca and Gomez get the starts at the outside back spots. Lockwood and Carroll will lock down the center midfield. Cristina Garriga, the Spaniard, in the center of that number 10 spot. Natalie De Silva will be left of her. Ebony Wiseman to the right and Daru up top. Broward, again, the three Swedes, Dedon, Eriksson, and Kronval at the top of a 4-3-3. Leah Maxener, the big German, returning, one of just 4 returning players for Mike Goodrich in the starting lineup tonight. Here are the head coaches. Mike Goodrich, you see right there in his 3rd season. 16 years the head coach at Nova Southeastern as well, so plenty of experience at that bench. And on the other side, in his 8th year is Jeff Carr, trying to take the Titans to their 6th straight, make that 7th straight national tournament. Jasmine Peralta will be the center referee. She'll be assisted by Abdul Koutaneh and Ian Anderson as we get set to get underway. Titans in the home grays today with the green numerals we'll see. You see Jasmine Peralta, our referee. Broward in the dark blue. They'll attack left to right, and we'll kick off on this Monday night of soccer here on WEFS, Eddie.
Yeah, great weather. I'm just glad we can see the numbers in the back of the jerseys.
Yes, we did a men's game a couple of weeks ago. ASA wearing the dark gray with
purple numbers, yeah.
Or was it purple with gray? It was
speaking
very
of
difficult to see.
Speaking of Mike Goodrich, and he was 16 years at Nova, just a coach who's very well traveled as well as far as getting players going to Europe and acquiring some international talent. Which at the time it was, of course, Division II, and now at the, JUCO junior college level. But he's definitely a well-rounded coach with a lot of experience.
And again, it turned over the roster a bit from a year ago from the team that went 3-8, and immediately forced to defend as Kalisha is headed to that byline. I'll go over and go in behind for a goal kick for Leah Maxener, one of 4 players that returned to the roster, one of 3 in the starting lineup, along with DeVito and Priscilla Camacho. Kirsten Powell, the sophomore out of Davie, will come off the bench today.
And as you know, Jeff, one of the, I'm not going to say problems, one of the challenges of having pretty much a new roster is trying to create that chemistry on the field, on and off the field as well, and try to get the girls to mesh with each other. So that's one of the implications of having so many new players for Mike Goodrich. On the other side, of course, for the Titans, they lost some key players. Bonnie Shaw and, of course, Darren Davis, probably one of the fastest players.
Paula Estia-Zaran. A lot of them now going to 4-year programs, and that's the norm here. That's the rule to Eastern Florida, the turnover, and they all go to bigger and better things.
Right enough. That's always been the goal of, Jeff Carr, trying to get players to go to the next level. Bonnie Shaw having a tremendous season with University of Tennessee. A couple of weeks she's been player of the week.
Taking a tumble there is Natalie De Silva, wearing the captain's armband out of Montverde Academy, now in her 2nd year. Played for Robbie Aristodemo.
She has definitely stepped up. I know she's the captain this year. She had a great year last year for the Titans, but this year she's pretty much the go-to player.
Caroline Schroeder will send that towards goal, and no problem for Sarah Deinert. So both keepers of German persuasion here today. Maxener and Deinert, sophomores. You see number 22, Destiny DeLuca, getting her first start of the season, the former Mel High star, played for Rosie Lord. Not much in the way of breaking down as of yet. 2 teams feeling each other out here as we're just a few minutes in. 2nd meeting of the season. First one won by Eastern Florida 3-1. De Silva dropping deep. Now a ball rolls into Ranja Kronval, who we talked about in the open.
Yeah, and look for her. She's the type of player who's always going to be looking for the ball.
Francois won a big one at the back, and now it will be dumped down the line by Schroeder. And it'll be a throw here for the Seahawks, who have come to fight on the front foot here tonight.
You get the sense, Jeff, that every year they get a little bit closer. They're trying to, again, trying to get a little better understanding of how Eastern Florida plays at home, and Mike Goodrich has done a great job of recruiting girls as we see this foul.
Da Silva, the dainty touch, and then gets fouled.
Natalie Da Silva so good on the ball. She's got the Brazilian flair, little flicks and technical ability.
DeVito had won the header. Now along that right side, here comes the attack. Cut back inside, still running, sends it across. The intervention was made by Aberdeen, and flag is up on the far side. Goal will not count.
Yeah, Danielle Gomez made a good run on the right side, cut the ball. That's a great cut.
Take a look and see how close this was.
Look at Gomez gets to the byline. That's a great cut right there. Oof. And it's not able to make great contact with, she's not a left-footed. And just like that, Weissman puts it in, but she came from an offside spot.
Da Silva brought her way through. Captain DeVito out of Boca Raton trying to clear it. Now a foul will stop the clock here for the referee, Jasmine Peralta.
Yeah, that's a bad collision right there. Cleisha DeRue. She went head first with the center back from the Seahawks. You see they're both looking for the ball right here. And you can tell they make contact. Carol Schroeder right there gets hit from behind. She never saw Cleisha DeRue come from behind.
You would not confuse that for a high five as the two
Not
number
at
fives
all.
come together.
Or 5 square, whichever.
So DeRue and Schroeder, the native of Denmark, freshman, still down, being 10-2 by the training staff. Cleisha will drop. And notes being taken by Jeff Carr. Also the Associate Vice President for Athletics here as we take another look at the collision. Just a little knock of heads, and that's, of course, when you talk about that concussion protocol. And we'll have an immediate change on the Eastern Florida side as Sarah Chemley will come in a little earlier than I think she had expected today.
Yeah, and it was one of those situations, Jeff, where Cleisha was just looking up at the ball, didn't see that Caroline Schroeder was backing up, and of course you can see the trainer right there going through the concussion protocol and making sure that Schroeder knows where she is. And
she is up off the mat. Will have a seat and be evaluated further. So let's see who hops in here for Coach Goodrich. So quickly recognized by the officials to stop play and yield the free kick deep in their own half for the Seahawks. It's the drop ball situation. Let's see what they do. Stephanie Aberdeen of Sunrise, Florida. Very familiar, you and I, with her high school, American Heritage Plantation, coached by Cindy Marcial. Talk about a team that has won some championships. You and I have called a lot of those 3A finals over the years.
yeah, talk about that. That's a dynasty. You talk about, you know, Cindy and what she's done with that program, and you know we've seen him a year, I think 4 in a row, at least to the final. I think they've won 3, yeah. but
dating back to like 2009, 10, 11. That
definitely a great job she's done with that program.
Always in the mix. Boy, nice let in here. Coming off her line quickly was Maxiner as Da Silva looking for the assist.
Yeah, Cristina Garriga with a great run from the back. Just that last touch gets away from her a little bit. They give credit once again to Natalia Da Silva. She's here on the ball right here. So good on the ball. Technically, she's got that great vision once again. Trying to just split the two center backs.
Supon with the header. Cleaned up by Kayla Thorne, the freshman out of Fort Myers for the Seahawks. Now they've gotten possession. Priscilla Camacho, again, one of those 4 returnees. Sophomore out of Coral Springs. And it'll be held by the Seahawks. Now advance it up the left side. It was disrupted by Danielle Gomez, sophomore out of Alpine, California. now Katie Lockwood takes possession. Gets around the edge on that right side. Now has beaten one defender. Picks the head up and serves in a ball trying to get a player in behind in Chemley. Come all the way back. Ebony Wiseman.
Yeah, and one thing about Broward, you can see, Jeff, how flat they are in the back. They're playing that semi-flat back four, but their two center backs are...
Oh, Da Silva with a service off the far post and out. Little assist there for Leah Maxiner, and now has it safely in her hands. How did that not go in?
Absolutely. I think it was Wiseman with that shot, ricochet on goal. But once again, Da Silva doing what she does best, a little shake and bake on the outside. Great cross right here to the far post. I think that's Wiseman with a right foot. Hits
and then nobody there to follow. Crashing in there on that rebound.
We always say, Jeff, you better be lucky than good, right? Goalkeeper with a little bit of luck right there. Yeah. Leah Maxner with the help from the Woodworks.
Silva on her back. Come the other way as we take a look from the goal cam, Eddie.
Yeah, this is the goalkeeper's view. Maxner right here. This is what she sees. Watch this great service to the far post.
She was beaten.
And Wiseman absolutely beaten. Wiseman not able to make great contact with the ball. The ball just gets away from her a little bit, and that's all he took as the goalpost took care of that one.
Now moving it into Da Silva once more. Nice spin right at that byline. We'll cut back to the right. Again, great service into the heart of that 18. Sophia Carroll really doing a lot of damage with her possession. Now on the backside, another attempt right on the hands of Maxiner.
And you see how much Da Silva does on the ball. Every time she has the ball, she's going to take you one-on-one. And what she does with that, Jeff, as you know, she's going to bring the mark, and somebody's going to be open far post, and that's when she crosses the ball all the way to the far post. Looking for, you know, Sophia Carroll, who made that run. Actually, Katie Lockwood.
Meanwhile, throw for Broward. And Lockwood strong on the ball and now turned over. A little nonchalant. Carroll sees it taken away. Broward on the move. Erickson on the outside edge, closed down by Gomez. Left to center, nobody home, and cleaned up.
Jeff, this is the reason why Natalie Da Silva is so good. She gets the ball right here. She threads the needle. Look, 1, 2, 3 Seahawks. Now the Spaniards making a run. Cristina Garriga, and the ball just gets away from that. But when she brings all the defenders towards her, all the attention, somebody else is going to be open somewhere else, and that's when she plays the through ball.
9 minutes gone, no score. Better of the chances have come the way of the Titans thus far. Compared to recent years, Broward is a little stronger than they've been in the past in possession. But now chasing it again down that right side. Well, served in, will not find its intended target.
Yeah, Garriga played the ball behind a little bit too much. He had two runners on top. Weissman was one, and Da Silva making a run.
Da Silva and Chemley putting on the pressure as it rolls back to Stephanie Aberdeen. Getting it out of harm's way, Camacho. Camacho in the center of the midfield. Back on the ball once more, Coral Springs native. Cleaned up by Chloe Whitaker. All the way back to Chernelle Francois and to her keeper Maxiner. Headed forward, Cronval. Nice job to hit Aberdeen in stride, the right back, trying to get position. I'll roll it in to DeLuca, was not fooled. And now Da Silva. To carry things out of the back. Square ball was anticipated. And now we'll play it direct. Now we're playing with the feet will be Deinert.
I know you mentioned square ball because you know the rule. We don't play square balls, and as Wiseman just played the ball straight in, and of course, you know, as the rule goes, absolutely. Two of the Seahawks midfielders just stepped in and started the counterattack, and of course, that's the reason why you don't want to play square ball.
How about that little roller? Through to Chemily, will leave it. The run did not continue on the right side or the left. And be back on the foot of Maxener from Sedo, Germany. Drilled inside Camacho. Not scared to take the negative ball back as the pressure comes. Touch not necessarily clean from Rodriguez, forced to send it wide. Camacho, now she turns it over. Nice job by Wiseman to take it. Lifted ahead. Chemily will try to get a touch, but it's right to Maxener, who's been very busy here in the opening 12 minutes. Garriga will chase into the corner as DeVito will have to play it out. Throw back to the Seahawks.
I think Mike Goodrich is gambling a little bit in knowing that Eastern Florida doesn't have the speed of Darian Davis anymore. However, they're playing a little flat in the middle, trying to bring an extra midfielder, but at some point, you know, they're playing with fire. You get that sense of Da Silva, if she's able to get on a through ball or play the right ball for either you know, the Spaniard on top, Cristina Garriga, or even Lockwood on a run through. So it's one of those situations where, yeah, you do get that extra player in the middle. As we see,
Felicia DeRue will come back on. Chemily's spell may be over. So Chemily's still out there. There's Garriga that's coming off for just a spell. Appears to be the case. Flicked far side. Gomez commits the foul. She'll wait for numbers to come, then leave the ball back. Throwing up coming for Broward College. They were 1-10-1 in 2014. Their only win was by forfeit. They have increased that win total the last couple of years. 4 in 2015, 3 last year. And they've already equaled their win total from a year ago already at 3-2-1 this season.
yeah, no, and you know, Mike Goodrich is a good coach, and you can tell it's just a matter of time before he starts putting things together. It's, as you know, challenging when you get to a new program and have to recruit.
Trying to play in behind, direct Da Silva, trying to chase it down and leaving no choice to play it out.
Once again, here's the play from the outside, looking to get behind the defense, looking for Da Silva. Great idea, not the right club though, but it's a good idea playing or trying to play the ball behind, you know, the entire defense from the Seahawks, and that's what I was talking about. One good ball is going to get through the entire defense.
Last 10 minutes or so, the game has been exclusively in the attacking half for Eastern Florida. Chemily, nice control. DeRue tries to turn, touch and turn, and it's in an offside position. So quarter hour gone, no score, but you can feel the momentum build here for the Titans. Playing in a place where they've never lost in the regular season. Wiseman, another ball through to Da Silva, and
yeah, and Da Silva was off. But if you look, Sarah Shamali on the right, she was wide open right when she's gonna strike the ball right here. Look at her to her right, she's wide open. She could just play that ball right there.
Draw the defense out, leave Da Silva with a little more space to operate.
Well, of course, Da Silva is going to draw attention all the time. She's a very dangerous player, so anytime she's around the box or she's making a run, at least one, if not two, of the Seahawks defenders is going to try to stay with her. She makes that diagonal run.
Throw back to Eastern Florida, again 5-1 for second straight win after beating number 2 ranked Monroe Community College. This after a loss on the road at Daytona State, a team that they outshot. Had the better of the chances in that game, but a couple of lapses cost them the 2-1 defeat. This goes to show you, in Region 8, better bring the A game every night.
Oh, absolutely.
Even if you're heavily favored.
Anything can happen, and that's why you still have to play the game.
Daytona State quickly becoming the arch rival to both the men's and women's teams here now.
And all different sports as well. I mean, I know it's a program who's trying to emulate some of the stuff that Eastern Florida has been trying to do, you know, with all their sports.
They've copied Titan Soccer Complex almost
absolutely
to the same
to a
blade
T.
of grass.
Yes, to a T.
So we'll be drilled, trying to sneak it in behind. Suppan was wise to it, then over the top it goes. Not a bad effort for Broward as it came off the foot of Thorne, I believe.
Yeah, it's a great idea. It was actually Ranja Kronval with that shot right outside the box as she finds the ball right here, not able to clear the ball, and she's trying to cheat the goalkeeper. It's a good idea though, because that's not too far. As you see, the goalkeeper Dinner not very happy with the marking around the top of the box. Too cavalier for her liking.
Alicia Daru down the line. Coming back to chase is Emma Lysell. A little forearm shiver will draw the foul, of course. She's saying it was shoulder to shoulder. No, you extended the arm, said Jasmine Peralta.
Well, she was saying that's how we do it in Sweden, so that's a good check right there. And you can tell the left arm right there where she makes contact.
Well, 4 Swedes on the roster. Now all of them have been inserted into this game as a starter or as a reserve. Da Silva will serve this up. Really dangerous spot if she can hook this in. In-swinger. And it's an Olympico, a goal. Natalie Da Silva will score and makes it look too easy.
Great goal by Da Silva. She just had a goal like that a couple of games ago. She's got the ability to curve the ball, bend the ball, in-swinger to the far post. This is a great angle right here because you're going to see the goalkeeper backpedaling with the sun on her face. And once the ball goes up, and that's the mistake that she made. You can tell she makes 2 steps. She comes towards the ball, and the ball goes behind her.
Well, you saw Camacho, the last-ditch effort to try to clear it off the line. But an assist to the Sun setting behind us there for sure. Katie Lockwood will re-enter. So it's 1-0 to the Titans on a goal.
It's a great strike by Da Silva. Once again, look at the goalkeeper. She comes out 2 steps forward. By the time she steps in, she's not able to recover. And the defender Camacho not able to win the ball out of the back. All she had to do is just get rid of it. Priscilla Camacho.
Unassisted for the Brazilian, her 5th goal of the season. The Region 8 Freshman of the Year a year ago when she had 13 goals. And meanwhile, Broward picked up off the mat. That's Chanel Francois, 5'2" freshman out of London. And we await the kickoff once more. You don't see those every day. The direct goal off of a free kick. I guess not technically an Olympico unless it's a corner, right?
Right.
So,
but it's still a great strike to the far post. And if you can just picture she lifted her hand from the top of the glove to the top of the bar. There's not a lot of space for that ball to go in, and that's the challenge. So you got to put enough spin on the ball, and you got to make the ball drop into that corner. As I mentioned earlier, she hit a goal like that last game, as a matter of fact. Great strike to the far post on the other side.
That was one on like a drill, a very driven ball right to the upper 90. That one had a little more looping arc to it. And Maxson are continuing to stay busy as we take a look.
This is the goalkeeper's view from behind, and watch when she takes the 2 steps. Now look at her right hand, covering the sun, so that didn't help. And all of a sudden she steps out, not able to recover, and Camacho didn't even hit the ball. She totally missed it, so that's the reason why the Seahawks put a player right there for that same reason.
Certainly a tough goal to concede. They now chase the 1-0 game, but getting right back to it is Cronval. Sends it into the side netting. So you're always most vulnerable right after you've scored a goal, and Cronval nearly makes the Titans pay there, Eddie.
That's a great point you bring up. Most of the teams kind of get a little relaxed. They score a goal, so they think they can sit back, and you're right. That's a good time for the opposition just to go at it.
Good touch by De Silva to bring that down. Gomez was calling for it. Knocked down and played forward. Right on the outside, Gomez sends one in towards Lockwood. Nothing comes of it. Wide open here in the last couple of minutes. As Erickson down that left channel. One touch back to Cronval, who's been all over the place, left, right, center. Now shot on the way and off target. A turn, but not enough power behind it for Kayla Thorne.
Yeah, Kayla Thorne got a good ball from a good switching point of attack. She cut the ball to the inside. Right here you see the Seahawks just knocking the ball around on the 18. Thorne takes a touch to the inside.
Oh, nearly caught her flat-footed.
Yeah, and that's actually a deflection. It hit one of the defenders from Eastern Florida. That's a good breakaway by the Seahawks, though.
Well, you look corner on the other end. Angelica Didon. Outswinging ball right in that corridor of indecision, headed out of play. And we'll do it again on the other side.
Yeah, Emma Lysell right there, 27, got up the ladder and made contact with the ball. They get another crack at it.
Look at the delivery here from Didon.
Yeah, it's a good driven ball to the near post. And you see Lysell gets up, makes contact. Woo. That could have been a goal, Jeff. The keeper came out and didn't get to the ball.
Right off the training ground, they'll do the set piece once again. Lysell was the target. Now Cleisha DeRue will try to lead a break. De Silva. Everybody running forward at full tilt. De Silva in and out. Cut back in, holding the ground. Was Aberdeen. Chemily. Now will be held up. Service in from Wiseman. And De Silva couldn't get on the end.
It's a great service by Garriga, I think, all the way to Da Silva, who brought the ball down with her chest, and the ball kind of got away from her. But that's the service that you want from the opposite side as you're making that run. Watch this angle right here by the Spaniards. Cristina Garriga looks up, left-footed in-swinger, and Da Silva brings the ball down, and as she does, the ball just kind of gets away from her. Good effort by Emma Lysell, the defender from the Seahawks.
So a throw in, not a free kick. Trotting back over Caroline Schroeder from Kolding, Denmark. Love their Northern Europeans on Broward's roster. Off of Cronval. And will earn another throw in as they advance the ball up the right side. Turn from Didon. There's two really nice services from the corner spot. Working it into Thorne. Getting a turn, leaving it. Didon. And turned over. Nicely worked to get it back for a moment. Suppan will start off the possession now for the Titans. On the move, DeRue, the flag stays down. Too far out in front, played by the keeper.
Yeah, Cristina doing a great job just trying to play the through ball. Just a little bit too long.
Kronval from Dodon, trying to get the edge on Suppan. Sends it back towards the spot. Dangerous ball and cleared. Nice done by Sophia Carroll.
Yeah, great ball by Kronval, though. Just getting to the end line and crossing that ball behind. Diagonal ball that there was nobody there for by the Seahawks. They got to get some numbers up.
Checked her surroundings. There's the long ball from Garriga, trying to go for goal. Some folks in front of us thought that was in. Not quite.
Great effort, though, by Cristina Garriga. Saw the goalkeeper out, decided to go for it, and almost converts.
Megan Dees now will check in for DeLuca.
Yeah, Megan Dees, one of the returning fullbacks from Eastern Florida from great last year's season that she had.
Was a walk-on, academically a junior. She transferred in from Flagler College. Still has that year of eligibility here as a sophomore.
Here's another look at Cristina Garriga's chance right here from the goal cam. Oh, that was close.
If you're Max Center, you're like, not again.
Oh, yeah. Right? Not again.
De Silva and behind Garriga. And it was last touched by the Seahawks, so Broward concedes another corner with just under 20 to go in this opening half. It's 1-0 to the Titans.
Emma Lysell doing a good job just getting to the ball and toe pokes the ball. Corner kick, another chance for the Titans.
Katie Lockwood lets it fly, driven ball low. Gomez got a foot to it, headed by DeRue off the top of the bar. Another chance and opportunity. Suppan tried to get on the end of it. And tell you what, Max Center has been very busy. A lot of Germans in the box right now.
A lot of legs in the box, and yet again,
Suppan's all the way back to collect.
We talked about getting lucky and the woodwork helping Leah Maxner, the goalkeeper for the Seahawks. Second time he hit the crossbar.
Again, you can see the teamwork between the Swedes on the roster. Here's Dodon. Took the ball from Kronval. Another grid service in. Nobody at the other end. De Silva got a touch. Stepping to was Broward. Along the left side, Dees takes a chop, and now DeRue. Pressure comes. Alexandria Higginbotham had checked in, playing on that back line for Broward. Wide open, back and forth, almost watching a tennis match here the last couple of minutes, Eddie.
Yeah, it seems to be the case. Nobody can truly hold the ball and play the width. That side-to-side action, everything's going north-south, so you do get the sense of just going from side to side, and you know, both teams trying to get some chances.
The run from Lockwood, trying to spring DeRue.
I mean, you see Eastern Florida almost using the through ball a little bit too much, being very direct, and on the other side, of course, Broward trying to spring a counterattack and try to get him, you know, in transition.
Erickson running hard, along with Kristen Cicchetti, who had checked in.
This is the corner kick by Lockwood. Christina makes a good touch, and here's the crossbar right here. Maxner just looking at the ball, and Suppan.
Wouldn't sit.
Yeah, Suppan not able to make contact as the ball was bouncing, or not a great contact at that. As you mentioned, she made the run from her usual spot as a center back all the way into the box for the corner kick.
But what does she know? Banks are, the bank, the 7-Eleven, whatever, it's always open on that back post.
Always
right?
open, absolutely.
Run to that spot and clean up the mess. Make a deposit. Stepping up, Aberdeen. Not a lot of help if it's turned over, and safely into the midsection of Sarah Deinert. Transferred in from ASA College of New York. He's been strong, as you can see, that just 4 goals all season. The goals against average of 0.67. Florida trying to rev the engines here. Silva will chase. And in the midfield by Maria Rodriguez. No relation, Eddie.
No relation. Not that I know of course.
A throw for the Seahawks. Here come some substitutions as we draw late here in this first half. Quarter hour to go. Wiseman will come back on for Eastern Florida, as will Destiny DeLuca. Silva couldn't keep it in. Since where DeLuca goes, is Dee's still here at the left back spot. Read it. Back out. Another throw for the Seahawks. A little wires getting crossed there. Tried to feed it into somebody that was not there. It was Caroline Schroeder.
Miscommunication by the Seahawks, and they're trying to find that sense of identity as well as they're trying to put things together. And this pretty much a new team, Jeff, as you mentioned earlier. Only 4 returning players for Mike Goodrich.
Lockwood tries to start off the attack. There's Coach Goodrich. Neither team here has been able to link up a number of passes in a row. Dee's on the ball. As the overlap from De Silva, that's where she'll go with it. Silva cuts in and leaves it back. And again, nobody on the same page making the run.
Yeah, DeLuca had started making that run. She was going to be offside, so she stopped, and then that's when Natalia was playing the through ball.
Lockwood, like that, Wiseman nearly forced the turnover. Back at the feet of Maxiner. Just roving, looking to snipe is Clecia DeRue. Waiting for one poor touch. It's like the attacking front 4 for the Seahawks have been pretty solid. By Dees. Carroll, as you heard, unlucky.
Yeah, Sophia Carroll stepped in and her touch just got away from her. But you're right, though, the Seahawks top 3, they're able to get in and out. They're trying to show and lay the ball off, and they're a little more direct than Eastern Florida, but still they're trying to get something going, trying to get some chances on frame. Just as this first half is winding down.
Up on 12 to go. 1-0 Eastern Florida State College. 5th goal of the season for Natalie De Silva on a free kick goal that just looped in behind the keeper. DeRue, oh, cheekiness. Now she'll serve it in. Wiseman not quick enough to get there. Ball was rolling. How important, Eddie, is it for a second goal here for Eastern Florida to really put Broward under some pressure?
Yeah, especially right before the half, because as you know, the 1-0 is really not too big of a margin for them to just sit back and relax. So, You know, it would be great for them to get one more right before the half.
Especially with the quality they've shown on some of their chances, especially on set pieces. Very good service, and now turned over by Daru.
And as well, as you mentioned earlier, just the game is just going back and forth like a tennis match. Nothing in the middle. Neither team is able to keep possession of the ball and played side to side.
Falls in the 6. This is exactly what you're talking about, Eddie. Is that one, all they had to do was land in the wrong spot, and it might have been being picked out of the net by Diner.
That's it, and it's just one great cross. As you see, Priscilla Camacho, actually that's Ronja Kronval once again with a great cross.
The Don trying to kick it overhead.
The Don with an awkward way of trying to make contact with the ball, but you're right, one good chance and they're going to put it in the back of the net, and then you have a tied game. So it is imperative for the Titans that they'd finish one of those chances, whether it's before the half or right after that. You want to get control of the game, but more than that, you want to start getting control of the game in the midfield. Keep the ball, go side to side, keep possession of the more than 3-4 touches by different players, and then establish your system of play as you try to go forward.
So Jamie Farrell's checked back in here for the 6th time this year, the Merritt Island product. Played for Scott Carswell. See the brace on her left knee. Had some serious injuries had to deal with last year, and just getting back into the lineup has taken a lot of work and desire on her part. So certainly like to see her as a player who was starting regularly before she got injured. And she will have the ball, play the negative back here to Dees.
Yeah, Da Silva was checking for the ball once again. A little miscommunication. Dees playing the ball straight up to the side, and Da Silva was checking a little bit too far for the ball.
They say Da Silva was chicken, not checking.
Oh, no, checking all the way back. You know, she's one of those players who's all over the place. She has almost that free role. She plays like a number 10, even though she's out wide.
Broward looking to maybe level the terms before halftime. Had a couple of off chances. Gomez will disrupt and clear it upfield. Not before it went over the line. Mark it 0, dude. He'll come back the other way. Lysell. Erickson. Kronval had some quality shown. Now it's Camacho pushed off the ball. Another step to Kronval's everywhere. And the only thing Gomez to do would be play it out. It's going to be in behind and corner kick now.
Danielle Gomez doesn't miss around. She clears the ball out. Kick it out, and we'll ask questions later. Kind of a defense. The Seahawks running out of time in this first half, trying to get the equalizer here.
It will be a throw. Nothing too tough to deal with. Still stuck on that corner, trying to get out of things. They'll push it back a little. Under 8 to go. First half. Titans looking to assert themselves and take control going into the locker room. All it takes is one chance against the run of play, and you're a level score line before half after you've dominated the proceedings.
And that's the dangerous way of not putting your chances away. Of course, you had a crossbar, and twice you hit the metal, so you got to be able to put them away to truly, when a team is down, put them away when you get a chance. If not, as you know, this game is cruel sometimes. They can come back and get you at the end.
Ah, she is a cruel mistress. Dees to throw to the feet of Da Silva. A little bit of a drought as far as the attack Chloe Whitaker on the ball, given plenty of space to operate. Now out to Gomez. Long ball down the line. Chase is on. Lockwood into the corner. Will cut in, looking for a cross. Sends it. Wiseman, shot deflected. De Silva will chase it, and it will go off of Eastern Florida back to Broward.
Yeah, it started with a great run by Lockwood. She gets in the box, looks up, plays the ball behind, which is a great way to do it. And Wiseman just taking a left-footed shot. Yeah, it's a difficult ball to bring in inside the 18. Not a lot of time, not a lot of space, but she makes contact with her left foot. A couple of Seahawks defenders came back and blocked that shot.
Comes another change for Jeff Carr. Bring him on off. De Silva will get an extended break for halftime. So Rachel Van Meer will make her 5th appearance of the season. So the kicker for the Bayside Bears high school football team, by the way. So a great athlete out of Sebastian. She's going to play outside back in midfield, and I think right now will be at that left.
Do you have her
spot.
stats?
Yeah.
As a field goal kicker chance?
Don't have that. I do know she has 1 shot this year for the Titans soccer team as a freshman. Bayside tends to put up a lot of points, though, so
They
I would
do,
assume
yeah.
she has a lot of extra points.
Extra points, yeah.
Eastern Florida just trying to see this to halftime in the ascendancy. 4.5. Also see Aeneas Reynolds getting some time here late in the half at forward.
Yeah, Reynolds just a good presence as a forward for Eastern Florida. She plays like a number 9. She can really just post up.
Spent a lot of the preseason, early part of the season injured. Still adjusting to the speed of the game here, coming over from England. See what she can give to the game here. Again, like you said, target player, 6'1". She's on the ball now. Turns. And got stood up and kept the ball. Back it goes to Lockwood. Served right. Whitaker. And the offside flag is up, as in behind was Ebony Wiseman.
Yeah, Wiseman was off. The ball was intended into space for Reynolds, and Wiseman was just off, making a run. She was behind. Not a deep roster for Mike Goodrich and the Seahawks. You see,
I've only seen a couple of people come on and off.
yeah, and if you compare, numbers, Eastern Florida with at least 10 players on the bench. That's not the case for the Seahawks. They have 5 players on the bench, of course, only 18 traveling.
I hope that's an advantage later in the game. That one's on frame. Deinert makes the initial save, sent back across and in. They've pulled level. What an effort for Broward College. Goal is scored by number 6, Alex Abeen, who came off the bench. So the Northport, Florida native has her second goal of the season. It is 1-1.
And that's exactly what you and I were talking about, Jeff. All it takes is one great through ball right here and a long-range shot by Thorne. And Alexis Abeen just follows the ball, puts it in the back of the net. Goal cam right here. Keeper not able to hold on to the ball.
And nobody came back to help on that backside, wide open, and beat her to the near post. What do we say? The back post always open.
Always open. This is a great job by the Seahawks. The Seahawks right before the half, just what they wanted, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, this complicates things for Eastern Florida.
Rolled
Wiseman's
into
on.
Wiseman will send it in front. Save made. Was it Abeen that got a touch to keep it out?
I believe so. I think she hit the ball.
They
And
can place at both ends. If that's the case, we'll take a look.
Rachel Van Meer. This is once again
We'll show you eventually, we're hearing. Meanwhile, corner kick, so it was put out.
Yeah, Lockwood once again, she's got the ability to drive the ball.
That was Reynolds that got a hit, and then speaking of hits, that one's going to hit a car in the parking lot. Bounce.
She got a hold of that one. Once again, great through ball here for Weissman. She's on.
Look at that save, and
It's
then
actually, yeah, was the
got a touch
defender.
to put it out.
Actually, Bean, yeah, she would have been offsides anyway. Had she would have been touched the ball. When the
Yes.
shot is on the frame, you can tell she's in an offside spot.
But byline to byline for the freshman.
Yeah,
Just a minute to go. It's a whole new game.
not the way Jeff Carr drew it up on the board for Eastern Florida.
I almost felt it was coming. They
Well,
had enough
absolutely.
off chances.
No, and you called it too. Just one of those, that's all they need,
Yeah.
and that's exactly how it happened. A good chance without a good clearance in the back by the goalkeeper, Sarah Didner, and
It wasn't quite tidy enough. And in about 30 seconds, we'll have to go back to that drawing board that you alluded to, Eddie. Free kick back to the Seahawks, who have new life. It's only negative of scoring a goal there late in a half is that you've got that momentum and energy, and then it gets shut down by the clock.
right, no, you're right. That's, you know, you and I always talk about this. The first 5 in the last 5 minutes of every half, so dangerous because most of the time teams are not ready.
All ready for a second half, because it's going to be a tight one the rest of the way. Seahawks on level terms with the Eastern Florida State College Titans. We're at the half. Come back and look at the highlights of this one. Talk about a whole lot more when we come back on WEFS. Leaves it up, and it's put down that time. Rachel Gunn pumps the fist. Blocked at the point again for just inside. Down Broadway, trickling down on the right side of the court. And the streak is over inside of 12.
The Eastern Florida State College volleyball team takes on the Lake Sumter Lakehawks. Live Thursday at 7 on WEFS.
Recently, the Eastern Florida women's soccer team met with the media to discuss the 2017 season. Head coach Jeff Carr believes it will be his team's depth that can lead the Titans to their 7th straight conference title.
We got a lot of talent and the most depth we have ever had as a team. And when the preseason started, we had 28 on the roster, which is the biggest roster we've ever had as well. So we're really excited about the potential that this team has as a team. We have a little bit of a physical aspect to it that I don't think we've had in the past. We have a couple, over 6-footers that can, bang with different types of styles of play. I think we're still going to be a possession-oriented team, but I think, again, I can't reiterate enough the depth that we actually have at a lot of different positions.
Strength of the team is teamwork for a big one and fight till the end. I think we just gel as a team and we all count on one another and push everyone. So if someone's having a bad game, just give them that, keep going, and then they've got it.
We work really hard and we don't have like one single good player. We're all everyone's good and we work as a unit. I think that's really well because you can't shut down just one person.
So the motto for this season is 7+1. The idea of that is we want to win the 7th conference title, and when we do that, it'll hopefully lead on to the 1 nationals, but we have to do the 7th before the 1.
I think you just have to take every game, 1 game at a time. You can't necessarily think okay, we're gonna go to the national championship right away. because it takes that one game in that moment. You can't think of the games in the week after or even later in the week. You just have to take that one game, win that one game, and then you can focus on the next one.
So check the website for game dates and times and come out and support your Titans. Admission is free.
We're high energy. We're going to, move the ball over the field. We're going to press, and hopefully we're going to score a lot of goals from different players this year.
I attend Eastern Florida State College, and I'm a part of the Airframe and Power Plant Certification Program. Here I'm getting an all-around picture of what I'm able to do, from sheet metal fabrication to actual troubleshooting and actual systems work. It's definitely given me a much further knowledge base than I ever could imagine I would ever get before. The instructors are actually really, really great. Their knowledge base, from their military experience to their civilian experience, has really given me a different outlook on, I guess, aircraft maintenance. It helps me to transition from my knowledge from the military to civilian life, because it is different in the way we conduct business on the flight lines and the way we do maintenance on aircraft. My passion is really to work with Northrop Grumman, from their back shops to their flight line works to someday even manufacturing and engineering. I would highly recommend this program to someone else, especially other women.
Aviation careers are taking off at Eastern Florida State College's new Aviation Center, with FAA-approved programs for aviation mechanics and technicians. Graduates have great job opportunities with top aviation companies and commercial space companies launching the next generation of human spaceflight at Kennedy Space Center. Don't delay. Contact Eastern Florida State College today.
We are back in Melbourne, halftime at the Titans Soccer Complex, and in a tussle are the number 6 ranked Titans against the Broward Seahawks, a team that has never beaten Eastern Florida. Obviously have never won here, because Eastern Florida has never lost on this home field. And it's really, I would say, very much in doubt at the moment, Eddie.
Yeah, it was one of the situations you and I talked about. The Broward is getting closer and closer through the years. You saw how many few games they won the first year that Mike Goodrich was at the helm. And, he's doing a good job recruiting. He's recruited a lot of foreign players, and they're getting closer now. Eastern Florida wasn't able to put all their chances away, and that pretty much has been the difference as the game goes. And, just that's the way this game is. You don't put your chances away, somehow karma comes back to get you. And that's exactly what happened with the Eastern Florida defense. One good shot that Broward had, and they were able to capitalize to equalize this game.
Now your karma runs over your dogma. Isn't that the bumper sticker you see? There were chances to speak of here in the early going first half as we take a look at the highlights. It would be Eastern Florida on the move. Gomez with an attempt, and there was an offside flag that went up, so that goal didn't count. Now here was Da Silva, Eddie.
Da Silva with a great cross to the far post. Once again, Weissman, and that's what we were talking about, the post. Now, how about this in-swinger shot to the far post? Keeper comes out, misjudges, and that is Da Silva with her first goal of the game, 5th on her individual tally.
It came 26 minutes to go in the first. And Broward started finding their way a bit. There was a shot that just was over the top of the bar.
Yeah, Thorne checking out the distance, chipping the goalie, or trying to, for that matter. Once again, Thorne cuts the ball to the inside.
Just rolls it past wide to the post.
And we're getting a sense that they were coming in. Now Cristina plays the ball for Da Silva in the box. The ball just trickles away. And this is when you and I were getting the sense of Broward was getting closer, taking some chances forward.
Still, Daru had a header again off the woodwork. Suppan with a follow, couldn't get it past the keeper. And then this one, initial save from Deinert, and guess who? Bean. Second goal of the season.
Off the shot by the outside by Thorne. Once again, you see the goal cam. Alexis getting to the ball, wide open net. The goalkeeper, Sarah Diner, not able to bounce back after she made a good initial save. And that pretty much is how this game is at halftime right now.
And that game with just 3 minutes to go in the half, and it is a whole new ball game. Well, a whole new event is going to be coming to the Titan Fieldhouse, believe it or not. One of the many things that had to be rescheduled because of Hurricane Irma. The Paradise Jam usually played in the Virgin Islands. Obviously, the facilities there not usable at the moment. So stepping in, Eastern Florida State College to play that big Paradise Jam Division I women's basketball tournament. So it will be right here in Melbourne. Should be very exciting. A ranked West Virginia team. You'll have Virginia Tech, Drexel, and Butler. So some big-time women's college basketball coming your way. The dates on that, the 23rd through the 25th of November. So one of those big after Thanksgiving specials that you always see on TV.
Of course, Virginia Tech being your alma mater, so you'll be in attendance.
Yeah, for sure. Sure,
Of
but
course.
just to see the good basketball here. We always see that with the Titans men's and women's program, but we get a little extra credit if you will. Look at that, a good shot of the sun going down here on the Space Coast. Halftime here on the soccer pitch. We're at the Titan Soccer Complex. Broward and Eastern Florida knotted at 1. So what adjustments, if you are Eastern Florida, what is Coach saying in the locker room that needs to happen and change here in the second half?
Well, you need to tighten up your marking defensively and offensively as Da Silva draws, all that attention. You got to make sure you get to the far post and capitalize on your chances, Jeff. I cannot stress that enough.
More chances to come. Second half right after this on WEFS 1-1, Seahawks and Titans.
Eastern Florida State College volleyball team takes on the Lake Sumter Lakehawks. Live Thursday at 7 on WEFS.
It's about the process and the depth of the team for Eastern Florida's men's soccer in 2017. Coach Oliver Twelvetrees and some of his team recently met with the media to convey what it will take to get back to a conference title.
The key really is going day by day, trying to have that 1% improvement every day throughout the season, or even throughout the year, and that's what we tried to do in the spring, and I've seen that in the performances so far in the preseason and practices, and I've seen that ability of the boys to really believe in the process and try and improve, do the right things. If they do the right things, we know that we have the talent, the results will come.
And I think from a team aspect, we've got a lot more depth in the squad. Every position's got 2 or 3 great players now who could step in and fill in. And I think that's going to be a real big difference come the end of the season after everyone's played long, hard games.
Great players in their position. We got incoming D1 transfers for our back line now, so we have more depth there, more competition. Everyone's going to be better off because of that.
Everybody has their own style, and so I love seeing it. Everybody's hungry, they want to be the best, and they want a starting position. So it pushes everybody, every practice, every training session.
With the group, what's impressed me the most is the fact that everyone is from different backgrounds, and we've come together to make such a very strong team. You go into preseason, you could see everyone working, you could see everyone talking to each other, everyone getting to know each other very well so that we can make a good team.
So check the website for game dates and times and come out and support your Titans. Admission is free.
We're certainly going to score goals. If you want to watch fast-paced, electric football, then there's only one place to come, and that's the Titan Soccer Complex.
Currently, I'm enrolled at Eastern Florida State College in the AMT program, that's Aircraft Maintenance Technology, and is a program that just started. I'm a member of the first class here at Eastern Florida. Everything we do here is FAA approved. When you're finished with this program, you will be able to receive your A&P as long as you pass all of the FAA written tests. All of the instructors here are A&Ps. They have that background. Some of them have military backgrounds, some of them have teaching backgrounds already. My instructor, for example, Hampton, he was in the Army. When he got out of the Army, he took A&P school, got his A&P, and he's been working in the industry ever since. Most of the other A&P schools are just bookwork. And we actually have the cool equipment. We've got the planes, we've got the engines to work on and get that experience that you can't really get anywhere else. My biggest interest after graduating here is going to be aerospace. Those aerospace facilities like SpaceX, Northrop Grumman, GE, those are probably my top 3.
Join the fast-growing and rewarding field of healthcare at Eastern Florida State College's new Health Sciences Institute, where you can earn bachelor's degrees, associate's degrees, and certificates in a wide range of exciting careers, such as nursing, surgical technology, emergency care, radiography, sonography, and more. Don't delay. Contact Eastern Florida State College today.
Leaves it up, and it's put down that time. Rachel Gunn pumps the fist. Blocked at the point again, over just inside. Down Broadway, trickling down on the right side of the court. And the streak is over, exciting 12.
The Eastern Florida State College volleyball team takes on the Lake Sumter Lakehawks. 5 Thursday at 7 on WEFS.
Ready for second half action here at the Titan Soccer Complex as Eastern Florida will kick off. And attack left to right as they are in a tussle with Broward College here on a Monday night. Boy, I want to start the week off on a good note and get a win. Hasn't been anything but easy thus far. Jeff Radcliffe and Eddie Rodriguez here to call the action as De Silva taken to ground.
De Silva takes a hit as she was trying to play the ball down the line. And a tussle it is. Both teams that are playing pretty close to each other. Here you see De Silva getting the ball out wide. And as she was trying to make that ball into the corner, she was trying to curve the ball into the corner rather. She gets a little hockey check, if you will. A little hello. Good way to start the second half.
Lockwood will place it. Gomez will send it down the line. We'll do the throw. Busy week here on WEFS. Got a volleyball match coming your way Thursday, then Friday, huge men's soccer match as Broward is here to take on the Titans men. That one lofted into the area. Running on and putting it wide of the target. Carroll, I think, got the shot.
And it was a good idea, though. The ball gets played in the box, and that's a great setup right here. Just behind, and the ball gets away. Sophia Carroll trying to make contact with the ball, just didn't put her body and her head over the ball.
See members of Eastern Florida men in the crowd watching and pulling on the women for the women here today, or this evening now. So a busy week. They play at Daytona State tomorrow, and what amounts to a must-win if they want to win the conference, because they already lost to them once. There they are, relaxed and ready, scoring tons of goals. They've scored 15 goals in their last 2 games, Eddie. So
yeah, they've been impressive.
I think they're ready to get back to it.
They've been impressive in just the way they're playing. They're just getting to the point where they're actually clicking, and by that, just making great runs off the ball, and as you mentioned, just playing good soccer and scoring tons of goals.
Yeah, you'll see them here, regardless of that result here on Friday against Broward. Jose Cruz, they hope, is another postseason run. Meanwhile, Eastern Florida getting all they can handle here from the Seahawks. Team they've already beaten 3-1 on the season. De Silva a little heavy on the touch, and we'll circle it back. Boots to match the numerals on the back of the jersey tonight for Nathalie Da Silva from Rio. Lockwood, as the keeper came out. Goal, Eastern Florida.
It's actually Weissman right there.
It was Weissman.
Ebony Weissman with a great finish, and those were the chances we're talking about that Eastern Florida needed to put away early in the second half. Great through ball right here. Weissman goes through, keeper comes out. Nice little chip. And just like that, Eastern Florida gets back on top. You know, you and I, once again, Jeff, talk about the first and the last 5 minutes of every half. Here we are, third minute of the second half, and just like that, Eastern Florida is able to put finally a chance away.
Weissman's third goal of the season. Combination, put her head down and saw the keeper was out of her area.
Well, it was a great ball as well, but you saw how flat.
Oh, and again she comes out, and that will be cleared by her back line, Caroline Schroeder. So a little shaky there from Maxiner.
And you saw how flat the flat back forward from Broward. That's why when you play that flat, one good ball behind is going to beat all four defenders, and that was the case. It was a good ball, get played by.
There's Weissman's goal from distance.
And you can tell keeper came out into what we call no man's land. You're not even at the ball, or you want to stay in your lane, and that's the problem with coming out way early.
And that's not the easiest of shots either, to execute that just right without putting it over.
Yeah, no, technically it's a pretty difficult ball because you're moving forward and you have to anticipate the speed of the goalkeeper coming out.
Yeah, it's getting it up quick and then having it drop from behind before it goes over.
And of course, give credit to Klesha Giroux, who played a great ball into the space. So not only that she get to score, and not only she score goals, but she also on the assist here.
That would be her first assist should she get credit for it. Wants to ask the official scorer, Jeff Carr.
Well, and then you start thinking, well, what was it that Jeff Carr told him at halftime? And
yeah.
I guarantee you one of those things.
Lit him up.
Yeah, absolutely. When you have your chances, you got to put them away. If not, you know, this is one to be those games that the longer you let him hang in the game and let him think that they can, that they get to stay in the game. As we see Christina with, you see LaRue right here, and it was her with the assist.
Just dropped it like a dime. And then
you see Weissman
dropping it like it's hot.
You see Weissman, she was adjusting to the bounce of the ball. She took a little bit off, the keeper came out, she chipped the goalkeeper. As you saw Klesha Giroux playing that through ball over the whole entire defense.
Christina Garriga was shaken up moments ago. Now down goes Ranja Kronval, who's been a force to contend with so far.
I was just going to say, Ranja Kronval by far the most active player for Broward. We knew that Kronval is their leading scorer, but more than that, it's just what she creates off the dribble, on and off the ball. She's just always looking to be off danger.
The Schroeder, she will yield here for Kayla Thorne. Freshman will put it towards the goal. Boy, a nicely driven ball, and sticks to the gloves of Sarah Deinert. Whew.
Well, once you're thinking she's gonna, dump the ball in the box, and she goes direct with a great driven ball to the far post. And just like that, a good job by the goalkeeper, though. Sarah Deinert just.
Oh, immediately there's a meeting at the center. It's going to roll off target that time, and taking the poor end of the collision is Maxiner, who came out again and paid the price.
Yeah,
and we can only hope for the best here.
Leah Maxiner on a collision with Cristina Garriga, who played the ball one time, and just it looked like she stepped the wrong way, and she's grabbing her left knee right away. As you see, Coach Mike Goodrich. So you see Leah come out and watch her left knee.
As
she stepped, she tried to pivot to the left, trying to make adjustments for Cristina's one touch. Cristina Garriga just one touched it to the far post, and
Maxiner in some obvious pain. Troubling to see. And immediately your backup keeper is going to get up. That's Shanae Hussey. And And a hush comes over the Titan Soccer Complex. Clock stopped at 38 minutes. We had seen the keeper come out a lot the last couple of minutes, and this time did not end well.
You know, Leah Maxner, it's a great ball by Da Silva behind the whole entire defense, and Leah comes out and just the next step right there, when she pivots on that left knee, she goes down right away.
Goodness.
And of course we hope she's okay. Can bounce back, as you see Mike Goodrich right there trying to make adjustments. So once again, Eastern Florida finding the key, which Da Silva played the ball behind as Cristina Garriga was making a good run behind, and that pretty much is the key to this Broward defense. They're playing a little bit too flat for my liking, and they're trying to gamble, and you know, it's one of those situations where if you play the right ball, you're in. And that's been the case.
Maxner flexing the knee. I think at the very minimum is a precaution. You come out, right?
Well, yeah, just the fact that they stopped it for so long, she needs to come out for at least a substitution, but her being a goalkeeper.
To see exactly what happened. Not sure if it's necessarily a non-contact or was it on the collision with the ground here.
As you see, is the planting of her left knee right here. She plants that foot. She's trying to make adjustments.
She lands
right there
at the same time.
Yeah, you know, it's not.
Might not have been much of a collision.
Yeah, no, I think it was
That's
just
the scary part.
The way she planted, but of course, one of the things you worry about is your ACL, your anterior cruciate ligament.
She's up, as you see. Assistant coach Olaf Henke there to help as well. So.
Yeah, just the fact that she's not putting weight on it's just not a good sign. You know, like I said, you worried about your ACL and your PCL, the posterior cruciate ligament as well.
Well, don't want to speculate on what it is, but we certainly feel for Lee Maxner right now. Obviously in considerable duress and pain, being helped off the field. So we wish her the best going forward and whatever recovery is necessary. As concerned onlookers paying attention, the cart will come out. And she'll be examined by a doctor, quite sure of that. So well-deserved hand. Very brave effort tonight for Maxner, who have kept her team. She's kept her team in this game. I mean, this game was 1-0. It could have went to 2 or 3, but she's made some key saves. They got that goal to come back 1-1 at the half, and was very brave in coming out of her box. And the reality hits you sometimes in soccer that injuries that's just a fact of the way things go.
The reality of being a college athlete, you know, it's just injuries are going to happen. It's just
you know more than anybody as far as knees, right? I mean,
absolutely.
So here is Chene Hussey, who is a field player by trade, or instead it'll be Maria Rodriguez then. Okay.
Well, sometimes you have a very versatile player or somebody who's just very athletically sound that you can throw in goal, and you know, you're going to see the difference between being a good goalkeeper and just being a good athlete.
So Rodriguez out of Immokalee, Florida, so down southwest, Naples area. She will man between the pipes the rest of the way. So now you take somebody though who's very good in the midfield out, and it hurts you that way too.
Yeah, she was doing a good job at center mid, just controlling the tempo of the game, even though they're trying to play a little more direct, a little more of the long ball, looking for their star Ranja Kronval.
Not sure if Hussey had made the trip, but she was listed as the backup keeper. So instead, in an emergency situation, Broward will try to see this out without their keeper Leah Maxner, who came into the game under a goal a game average as far as conceding. So that's a big, big loss. Just 6 goals allowed coming into this match. And Leah Maxner is off to the hospital, we hope. Everything's okay. Hope it's just precautionary and it just hurts a little bit.
Yeah, and of course you want to err in the side of caution, of course.
Now being thrown into the fire, getting to set up a wall on a free kick from Da Silva, who can be deadly accurate. She's already scored one today from a dead ball.
Yeah, look for that near post, the bender over the wall, and of course taking advantage that she's not a goalkeeper.
There it goes, on target, tipped, and eventually in. Who got the last touch?
Yeah, she calls, it's actually a
Yep,
handball.
Handball, okay.
On a rebound. Good job by the referee. Just
Jasmine Peralta is the referee, ruled that there was a transgression in the area before the ball went over the line. Good service, though, again, from Da Silva, though.
And see, that's what I was talking about. That's athleticism right there. Not technically sound for a goalkeeper, but he gets the job done. You know, Rodriguez going to the near post, saving that free kick once again by Da Silva.
Gave her a chance for defense to help her out, or for a foul or a handball to happen. You made the initial save. That's all you can ask an emergency keeper, right?
That's it. Keep us in this game, and that's one of the things that Leah Maxner was doing for the Broward Seahawks. As you mentioned, she had a couple of critical saves in this game.
Take a look here.
Now Maria Rodriguez between the pipes. Watch the ball, how it curves and comes down. Rodriguez, that's a good job.
Handball, you're right.
Yeah, that was Lockwood who was coming in. There's a great angle right here. Look at Lockwood and see that. She's racing that right arm.
Yeah, really good by the referee to see that. There's no video assistant referee at this level to take a look at the replay. That was well seen.
Of course, we have the advantage of the mighty replay. Referees don't. Jasmine Peralta with a good call inside the 6.
I will argue from the MLS perspective, having seen it, it doesn't necessarily always work the way it's supposed to, because it always comes back to who's interpreting what they're seeing. So it doesn't necessarily, it solves everything, but it has been good overall for the game. We've seen the Bundesliga operate with it too. Could be a future. FIFA would adopt it. All depends on the TV angles too, which we've got plenty of here, as we've seen. Eastern Florida going on full attack.
Yeah, when you talk about big competitions like the UEFA Cup or even a World Cup, how much can be decided by a replay or something, whether it went in or not. A lot of the times the ball comes off the crossbar. As we see Da Silva with a little bit of acrobatics here. She does not get the ball, the call rather.
Coming out the other way. Seahawks on the attack. Whitaker was strong, making sure nothing more came of it. As we're about 10 minutes into the second half. 2-1 to the good for Eastern Florida. Ebony Wiseman just on this side of halftime. The difference as it stands. Turning into space. This has a lot of promise, but now wound down. Uh-oh. Now Daru, she can settle, it's trouble. She's stopped. No foul.
No foul. Daru found an alley right there, found a gap, and she was going amongst two Broward defenders, not able to get through both of them. Finally, Caroline Schroeder just body checks her a little bit, but she didn't get the call.
Daru has the Silva streaking. Trying to work it to the line, and it should be a corner kick. It is for Eastern Florida State College. Daru will work her way inside the box.
And here's what Da Silva can do. This is that free kick we're talking about. Look at that, far post with
rope.
On a rope, as you're talking about, in swinger. And that's why she's so lethal on the ball. Here's the goal cam. See, once again, the keepers tend to step into the ball, which is the worst thing you can do because they try to recover and they can't get to it.
Meanwhile, another service in. Looking to hold into the attacking third. Gomez back into the mixer. It was met there by Erickson. Trying to release Kronval Whitaker a little faster to it just to make sure. Whitaker, the freshman out of Atlanta's Parkview High School. Coach Carr said we are very fortunate to have her.
Yeah, so many good players out of the Atlanta metro area. A lot of good clubs there. You have Atlanta United, Top Hats. You know, a lot of good soccer in the, you know, the women's soccer in the Atlanta area. GPS is there as well, and a lot of good clubs.
There's Gomez to throw. De Silva came back. It's quick to Ebony Wiseman. Stans has the game-winning goal. Long way to go, though. Now De Silva will send it towards goal. It'll skip on one hop right to Rodriguez, the backup goalkeeper. And if you're just joining us, Liam Maxener carted off the field with an apparent knee injury. Serious concern to Mike Goodrich and his staff. Cronval, space to operate. Leaves it on a diagonal. Not enough mustard to catch it. They played out. And Silva says, "You got time," as she slides in safe. Just try out for softball or baseball teams here at Eastern Florida. Perfect slide into home plate.
Yeah, she was telling Danielle Gomez that she had plenty of time coming out of the back, and you know, with time you can take a touch and serve the ball.
Headed out. Carroll. Schroeder trying to get around the edge. Not easy to do. Eastern Florida holding strong here. Suppan will do the honors on the goal kick. Unit out of Garmisch, Germany. The Austrian-German border. See Sophia Carroll. Former Mel High Bulldog. Coming back from an ACL injury of her own. 2 years removed. Sophia Carroll.
Yeah, and she's done a great job coming back as far as getting fit again and getting in the, you know, right shape for the college game.
Keeping her feet. Throw back to Eastern Florida. They lead 2-1. DeRue earns another throw-in. Titans will take on ASA College on the 13th. And the rematch against Daytona State, and that one is circled on the calendar this coming Monday, or a week from tonight.
With a big red marker right there.
Red marker. How to win that one. Comes the throw from Dees, who stayed in at left back. Here's the service from Dees. Chased by De Silva. The Brazilian will get there. Loves taking it at defenders. Steps over, gets it away. Gomez. Head up. Ball square. Running back was Lockwood, but Cronval got there first. Start things off for Broward as they build it from the back. Seahawks on the move. Again, this is not going to be a problem. Deinert made no mistake. Put that one into the bench area of Broward College.
And that's what you got to do. Just get rid of it. Ask questions later. Sort out your marks. Get your shape defensively, especially your markers in the back. That way you get rid of danger.
Too far out in front for the goal scorer, Alexis Sabine. Comes a change for Jeff Carr. Destiny DeLuca back in. Into space. Camacho back. Alexandria Higginbotham there in center defense again. Da Silva. Time on the ball. This will be cut off. Lockwood taken to ground after the ball was away. Broward's getting the most of their challenges, no doubt.
And they're matching up pretty well, and that's what you need to do against this good Eastern Florida offense, because they have players like LaRue, and now you have Lockwood on top, Da Silva.
Challenge it from distance and just keep it in front. That's what Maria Rodriguez does. A little bit of a rebound, but nobody else home to collect.
It's a great idea by Lockwood, knowing that she's not a true goalkeeper. She's a field player, and those long-range shots are going to be difficult, especially after bounce. A good technical goalkeeper can pick it up no problem, but somebody who's not used to seeing those bounces.
Here's Chemily. Slips it through. Da Silva steps inside the area, keeps her feet. Now Chemily to the back post, misses the target by just a little.
Yeah, Da Silva taking a little bit too long on the dribble atop the 18. Look at her, a little shake and bake, top of the box, goes right, left. Ran out of space, and then Sophia Carroll almost looking for that far post.
The coaching staff for Eastern Florida is saying exactly what you suggested. Just get the balls on frame and test this keeper.
Yeah, if you play the percentages, you know, more times than not, you keep going at it. And in one of those, she's not going to be able to make the save because she's not a true goalkeeper. Of course, we give her credit for being very athletic, because she's done a great job just, you know, being physically fit between the pipes and making some good saves.
And again, it's Broward College hanging around. Not trailed by more than a goal all night.
Yeah, it's
the
only
longer
2-1.
this goes, the more confidence they're going to have.
And once again, Jeff, all they need is one clear chance to tie it up
and
again.
They've certainly had enough to be dangerous.
Once again, giving credit to Mike Goodrich, who's just come up here and say, you know what, it's just a matter of time before we play you straight up, and I think they've done that tonight.
Coach Goodrich, in his 16 years at Nova Southeastern, won 3 Sunshine State Conference titles, led the Sharks to the NCAA Division II National Tournament 2 years in a row, in 06 and 07, 129 wins. That makes him the winningest coach in program history. A lot of the work he does off the pitch really would win him a lot of support. Get to that in a second, as it's getting to Da Silva trying to be a wrecking ball up front. Goodrich, co-founder of the Frankie Foundation, nonprofit organization dedicated to the purchase and placements of AEDs in area parks and recreational facilities. That's the the defibrillators that you see. But Da Silva will give it another spin. Couldn't get that one to factor in.
It's a great idea. The ball gets away from her a little bit, but that's the idea, going far post. She gets a good ball right here. And she tees it up, going far post. And I think he might have gone off one of the defenders, Emma Lysel. Lucelle, she got a little bit of a touch, but the referee didn't see it. It's a good idea, though, going far post. There's no way Maria Rodriguez is going to get to those balls to the far post when you're not traditionally a goalkeeper.
And just
you can
5'5".
work the ankles, yeah.
Not Jorge Campos stature.
And of course, Campos made up for his lack of height by athleticism.
Wiseman, the flag is up
Oh, not by much, though. It's a good idea by Da Silva.
So offside flag stops that promising chance as Daru was in just a little early.
You know, Daru is just dying to score one. She's been right there on the line, so close.
She and Garriga, the co-leading scorers of this Titans group, at 7 apiece.
And we haven't seen much of Garriga tonight. Cristina Garriga usually starts, so I'm not sure if she's...
She started tonight, just haven't seen that much.
Nursing an injury or what?
Yes, Chemley has stayed hot. Continues to stay in. Leaves it to Lockwood. Getting hung up. Calmly turned around by Camacho. Cicchetti loses the handle. Lockwood. Knocks it into the corner. Felicia Daru will give chase and cut it back inside. Runners coming into the box. Right to Da Silva with space to operate. Da Silva takes deflection. Save made by Maria Rodriguez, who I think dove for the save before the ball got there.
Absolutely. Great job by Da Silva. Watch when she traps the ball inside the box. And it'll start it right here with Klesha Daru, who does a good job cutting 2 players from Broward. Look at this. Da Silva traps the ball, and he makes contact with Higginbotham, and that's the reason why Maria Rodriguez dove to the side and just found the ball right there.
Well, the Titans smelling blood here. Starting to generate a lot of chances.
And that's exactly what they need to do. They need to just put them away when they get the chance. They need to keep going at it, put some pressure at the attack, put Broward away.
Lifting it long. Dealt with Schroeder. Put out for a throw for the Seahawks. They will play Sunday at Florida College. They're now tonight playing the second of a 5-game road trip. So not the easiest way to, you would say, collect points in the professional ranks. Putting yourself in a tough spot with that kind of a road trip, but you got to do what you got to do. You got to play the games that your schedule says you got to play.
Right, and that's one of the difficulties of playing college soccer, that the schedule, sometimes you play those midweek games, and you have a Friday game and a Sunday game, and you know, that's the reason why you want to keep a decent side roster and, you know, manage the quality of the minutes with some of the starters that by the end you get to the postseason, they played a lot of soccer, a lot of miles in those legs.
Freshmen become sophomores. Sophomores become juniors in a way. As there's a free shot, and it's buried that time. Eastern Florida now up 2 goals.
Sophia Carroll gets a good ball on top of the box. Does the rest, goes one-on-one with one of the Broward defenders. Gets through that.
Carroll opens her account here in 2017.
Look at that, off a rebound. She wins the tackle right here, looks up, and just hits one to the far post. Nothing the goalkeeper, Maria Rodriguez, could do.
It was by her before she could react.
We talked about Eastern Florida just able to put them away early now, and this, the 3-1 gives you a little bit of a cushion, Jeff, as far as, you know, taking your time when you get to, you know, right around the 18. Take your time and finish it, and that's exactly what Sophia Carroll did.
Oh, now the same score line as the game finished down in Pembroke Pines. Da Silva continuing to run at things. I think Broward's starting to run out of gas chasing her. Well, lift it, and nobody crashed in the back post that time as Rodriguez has it. So the game is going to get stretched, you know that, should the Seahawks try to press here to get some goals.
Yeah, because now Mike Goodrich is going to have to push at least with 1 forward trying to tie it up. And when that happens, a lot of the times it's what you give up defensively, and now you go from a 3-1 game to what possibly could open it up to a lot more goals for the Titans.
Keisha Daru leaves another one back. It will be put out by Alexis Abin. Here comes the corner kick for the Titans, who now have that 2-goal advantage thanks to Sophia Carroll.
And here comes Lockwood one more time. She's done a great job with those driven corner kicks.
2:20 to go. Now it's about managing the game, getting it out of here with that W.
Katie Lockwood.
Now it met right along the byline. Still back on the foot of the Titans again. Spin from Chemily. Pushed off the ball. Carroll drops. Get it back to Chloe Whitaker. Spins it out to the right side. Up the line it goes to De Silva. Overruns it just a touch. Put out by the Seahawks.
There's that Brazilian flair that I was talking about with Da Silva. And she's so clever on the ball. She does so much for this Eastern Florida team, always drawing the attention of the opposition, of the opposite team.
Suppan steps up. 50-50 won by Broward. On the move again is Cronval. Down the line and cleared out. There'll be a throw here for the Seahawks, Eddie.
And right here you see Da Silva's talent at best. 1-2 against 3, 4, 5 Broward defenders. And as she clears the path, she's trying to play that ball to the far post. And that's what she does so well. She's going to draw the whole defensive side for Broward for the Seahawks and then play that ball across for somebody to walk in and tap it in.
Trying to make this a game once more. A worm burner right at Sarah Deinert. Have to do a little better than that. Oh, De Silva not going to be happy with that.
Well, just on cue, you know, here's the goal count from the last shot.
That's not an easy save as it was skipping along that ground. Seen many of those go underneath goalkeepers in our day. Ooh.
Weissman with
spin cycle.
Weissman with a little Maradona move.
Got Weissman right now with the game winning goal as it stands. She's back on the ball. Right at the line, continuing to battle. Challenging from behind. 1-on-2. Weissman does pretty well with that and earns the throw in.
You can tell Weissman has been putting some serious miles. Here she is working at center mid. How about this little spin move right there? She's able to keep the ball. And just like that, gets out of trouble so quick.
Reinforcements. Game starting to draw a little late here on Broward. And they're at Florida College, at Polk State, at ASA. Next week and a half.
Here's one of the two top scorers for Eastern Florida, Cristina Garriga, who just came off the bench. And as you mentioned, this is one of those situations where Jeff Carr wants to manage the players in the minutes as well. So this gives you that cushion of getting some subs in to get some quality minutes and get some of your starters some well-deserved rest.
On left to Dees. Up the line it goes. Garriga will cut in. Continues the run. He held it a little too long, cleaned up by Abin. Dedon continues to drop deeper and deeper to collect the ball. Now takes it across halfway. As they were again trying to find Cronval running free. Couldn't complete that last pass, couldn't produce the final ball. Under 15 to play, 3-1 to Eastern Florida. This bid to go up to 6-1 and ascend the rankings once more. Daru, service across, safely in the hands of Rodriguez. Trotting out is Bailey DeVito. Sophomore, again, one of those 4 that were on the team a year ago.
And I tell you, Rodriguez has done a great job for Broward, you know, for being a player. She has definitely answered the call, trying to fill in for her injured teammate.
Destiny DeLuco, the run-up throw. Trying to find Wiseman.
The only good advantage is that you do have a player in goal, so you can give her the ball and she's going to feel comfortable just playing with the ball at her feet.
And that was actually Van Meer who was in that forward spot. Wiseman dropped a little deeper. So you look at Maria Rodriguez. Started her 7th game in the central midfield and then pressed into duty just after halftime after the injury. Leah Maxener having to come off, the goalkeeper. So 13 minutes to go.
Wiseman just misses the bounce and she gets hit. Not a ball she expected.
Touch waiting to catch up. Good job by Garriga to force it a little wide. Still stays with Broward. Working the flanks and a little too heavy on the roll.
And Camacho tried to play the ball out wide to her teammate and just a little bit too much of a touch. Just like that, Broward not able to capitalize in the attacking third. As you see, Leslie Tapia making her way in. This is when Jeff Carr is starting to manage the time and the minutes as well.
Tapia just making her 2nd appearance of the season, the freshman out of Fellsmere, Florida. Sebastian River High School product. Called her very, very raw, but a really hard worker with a lot of potential. And now, immediately on the ball, you can see the potential right there as she went from end to end.
Yeah, great run by Tapia and even better ball on the outside by Van Meer. She didn't strike the ball the right way here, but the ball just got away. But, you know, for somebody who just came in to make that 40-yard run, 50-yard run.
She's going to have the energy. Jeff Carr told us that potential is a winger type of player because of the pace. Still learning the game a bit. Good spot to get in. Got a touch to Tapia. Spend some energy here to chase it down. A deep throw for the Seahawks. 2 goals down. Leveled the score line just before halftime. 3 minutes from the buzzer. Alexis Sabin's 2nd goal of the season. Cashing in at the back post. Also managing minutes also helps avoid some of those injuries that can beset you. Getting some of the star players out of there. Ooh. Oh, back heel from there was quite nice from Angelica Dedan. A Swedish connection there back to Kronwall. Eriksson.
And see, at times like this, Jeff, this is when you know that Broward is getting better. The Seahawks just bringing better players, and you know, finally, Mike Goodrich has done a good job just bringing quality players into the program. So you know it's just a matter of time before the results come in. And once again, here's the little flick. It's not sure that was the switching the point of attack by Raga Kronwall.
Quit here in the Seahawks. Sophia Carroll couldn't quite clear it out. Feisty group here from Broward College. Say these aren't your mother's Seahawks, a team that has never beaten Eastern Florida. They're getting closer and closer each time out. Rolling the touch. Eastern Florida will have the throw. Rachel Van Meer in the midfield. Kayla Thorne for the Seahawks. Gomez. Under 10. Around the edge. Tapia couldn't tap it in. It'll come back the other way.
Yeah, you got the sense that Tapia was just going to be able to toe poke that ball and get around the Broward defender.
Camacho dispossessed. Ebony Wiseman gets a turn to the line. Crosses away. It's a good one. Back post. Finish made. How about the save again from Maria Rodriguez? I thought for sure that was 4-1.
Oh my God, Cristina Garriga just with a wide open net.
Oy.
She makes contact with the ball, but Maria Rodriguez, great job just coming back. And look at this cross right here by Weissman. Gets across the whole entire Broward defense. Cristina Garriga by herself. She's going to think about that one tonight because Rodriguez made a great save there. That could have been her 8th individual goal, leading the Titans.
Nobody wants to take the team lead, apparently.
Oh, watch right here.
Great
Job. And that right there is
hit it
just
straight.
An athletic save because it's not really, it's a hockey goalkeeper save with your foot, really is not, she didn't get down. And
well, her instinct is to play with her feet, right,
absolutely.
as a field player.
And that's what I was talking about earlier. You're going to get an athlete and not a true goalkeeper.
You'll see that in the indoor game a lot. A lot of the goalkeepers will make saves with the feet.
Right. And that's because it's easier to react with your foot than get down there with your hands.
And you don't get the rug burn as well.
That too. Always not a pleasant feeling after the game, of course, with road rash.
The best indoor keepers are really good with the ball at their feet and can make the plays down there. They're generally good field players because the game requires it.
Oh, absolutely. And just tight space, and you got to be good on the ball.
Our good friend Miguel Gallardo, former Orlando City keeper, also played for Jacksonville Armada the last couple of years, now playing for the Florida Tropics indoor, and is cleaning up at the ripe young age of, I think he's 32.
It's definitely a game that you'll have to adjust,
He was always a really good athletic keeper that liked to play with the ball at his feet, so he's found some success.
No, and that's the type of goalkeeper who does really well in indoor. The technical goalkeepers who are good on their feet, because it basically becomes one extra player, and the game demands for you to...
Oh, the turf monster. Take a bite out of that one, and now it will stay in the corner and hurting the corner. And that may be shown at the banquet, I think.
Absolutely. Makala Duke.
Here comes the replay.
Right here. The sniper from the stands. Turf monster.
Eventually. Oh.
There it is. You know what? Kudos to her. She kept her composure, and she laughed about it, which is great. So that's
the
good.
important thing. McCall Leduc out of Oviedo has plenty success as a high school player. The Oviedo winning championship after championship in 5A.
Oh yeah, Oviedo cleaning house in the state championships. Swing and a miss.
Scott Weissenen. You and I have called a couple of their championships in the past.
Dees gets called for the handball.
Scott and his assistant, Coach Barker, one of the best.
Bob Barker?
Not Bob Barker.
I know.
So, Leduc, a walk-on gets that highlight, I guess.
Just a little welcome.
We've all been there.
Oh, absolutely.
Under 5 to go. Jeff Carr thinking of a master plan. Getting a lot of these reserves in. Van Meer and Leduc and Tapia. Farrell's getting a lot of time here tonight. And a game that's been quite close, 3-1. More possession. The Seahawks have had plenty of it. Maybe not the majority, but have had their fair share. Van Meer.
Yeah, you got to give credit to the Seahawks as they try to stay in this game as long as they could. Eventually giving up that third goal, but up to then they were just still pushing the lines forward, trying to create some chances.
Van Meer cuts in. Big win by Chloe Whitaker. Given back. Running on the outside, here's her goal scorer, Alexis Sabine. Playing it forward. Kronval looking to make a mark here. And it'll be a throw-in with 3 minutes to go. Suppan doing what was needed and required. Short time in this one.
Yeah, and Suppan regained her shape from last year. She started the season pretty good, and then, you know, all of a sudden when I spoke to Jeff Carr, she wasn't playing as well, and, you know, she didn't start for a couple of games. Now she's able to start again for the Titans and gain that confidence from the coaching staff, just as she did last year. She had a pretty good season. Quite a leader in the back for these Eastern Florida Titans.
Takes a lot of the goal kicks as well. Let Sarah Deinert focus on making the big stops and the distributions. There's Suppan, one of the captains. Restart with about 2 minutes to go. Alexis Sabine making a case to start more. 7th appearance, has the goal today. Just the 2 starts, but now with 2 goals on her resume, maybe something that Mike Goodrich can use going forward.
Yeah, that's a good way to start right there. As you see, Maria Rodriguez once again. Duke.
Here's Wiseman. Trying to feed it in behind Tapia. This will be cleared down the line. A good one it was. Throw in front of the Eastern Florida technical area. 1:10 to go. Sophia Carroll. Just need to see this out now if you're Eastern Florida. Just play it solid for another minute. As Broward appearing to go down to 3-3-1 on the season, unless miracles happen in the next 48 seconds.
Yeah, down to the last minute for Broward. This is when you want to dump everything in the box. You got to go direct, and you got to go with 3 forwards. If you're Mike Goodrich, see this collision here.
Just said you didn't want any injuries or anything like that. And the yellow being shown.
Oh, definitely not afraid of contact.
Some frustrations there for Ronja Kronval. Some impressive moments tonight. One of the co-leaders in scoring for the Seahawks. Down to 22 seconds to play. And if you were Sarah Deinert, you're just keeping in this at your feet as long as you can. Playing catch with Chloe Whitaker.
10,
Final 10 seconds here from the Titan Soccer
7,
Complex.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And the countdown leads to a 3-1 Titans winner over Broward College. Eastern Florida improving to 6-1. We'll come back with an interview with the head coach and break this one down. You're watching Titan Soccer on WEFS TV.
Eastern Florida State College volleyball team takes on the Lake Sumter Lakehawks. Live Thursday at 7 on WEFS.
Create the career of your dreams with a degree from Eastern Florida State College. Earn a bachelor's degree, associate's degree, or college certificate in growing job fields like healthcare, business, and computer technology. On campus or online, you can find inspiration and success. Anything's possible where Titans rise. Eastern Florida State College.
Sixth-ranked Eastern Florida State College Titans improving to 6-1 on the season with a 3-1 victory over the Broward College Seahawks. Jeff Radcliffe, Eddie Rodriguez, and our entire crew as fans were treated to a very competitive game here tonight, Eddie.
Definitely a lot closer than what Eastern Florida players thought. Broward definitely showed up, and they're getting better as the years come about. They did a good job today just matching up. Came up short in the scoreboard, of course, but they were in it all the way till the third goal by Eastern Florida. So good job to Coach Mike Goodrich. And finally, Eastern Florida were able to put their chances.
Auspicious start for the Titans as we take a look at the highlights. In the 26th minute, it was Natalie Da Silva with the sun at her back, and helped that one in. It was 1-0.
Yeah, great strike by Natalia Da Silva. You see the goalkeeper stepping into the ball. By the time she tried to recover, it was too late. Camacho in the back, one of the defenders by Broward, not able to get the ball out of the back of the net.
Da Silva's 5th goal of the season, and then the back post is always open. Alexis Abin there cleaning it up.
Being right place, right time. She gets to that day, puts it away, and that was the 1-1.
Yeah, 3 minutes before halftime. Second half, I think Eastern Florida got the message because Ebony Wiseman with the nice touch on the chip, and it was 2-1. That will prove to be the game-winning goal.
Klesha Daru with the assist and a great through ball.
And then the piece de resistance at the end, opening her account for the season. Sophia Carroll, a Melbourne native, blasting it home, and that produced the final scoreline 3-1.
Yeah, Sophia Carroll found the ball on top of the 18, and she was able to capitalize and puts it away for the 3-1, and giving Eastern Florida a little bit of cushion, a little bit of relaxing time. Didn't have to go forward every time. They were able to keep the ball and stretch the game a little bit.
Man who knows how to take his time and relax is Jeff Carr. Maybe not so much tonight, the 8th-year head coach of Eastern Florida State College. Congratulations, Jeff, a 3-1 victory that was certainly not easy tonight.
No, I don't think we showed up to play tonight. We had a great game against Monroe on Friday night, and we didn't show up tonight. It was a very disappointing effort by our team.
Especially going forward, you had many chances in the first half. You weren't able to put them away. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of been our weakness all year. We can't finish. We've had get some chances, point-blank chances, empty nets, and we can't find the frame. So it's really disappointing. We were lethargic the whole game. I didn't say much at half because I was really upset. I walked away and said they needed to sort it out. And, we did enough to win, and that's about it. But, going forward, if we show up like that for big games coming up, we're not going to be around very long in the playoffs.
ASA coming next. How do you avoid looking ahead? I guess when you have a result like this, you know you got the Daytona State game on the horizon, but you can't look ahead because look what happened tonight.
Well, absolutely, and actually we have to go to Polk now Wednesday because
right.
The schedule got changed, so we got to play Polk
Again.
Wednesday, and we got to play ASA Friday, and then go, come back and play Daytona Monday. So that's 4 games in 7 days, which is ridiculous, but that's what's got to happen.
Coach, as you try to manage time and minutes, what do you think is it about the team that is just not coming out to, and one thing is tired legs, but, just that character, you got to have to show up in games like this. What is it about the team that you're not finding?
I think it's the mental approach to the game. I think they just think they can show up. We beat them, I think 3-1 down there too, but we had, majority of the play down there, but I don't know, the mentality, our approach right now is just unacceptable, and we're not going to go very far if that doesn't change.
Well, the tone sounds like a postmortem, but in the end, it was a 3-1 victory. So you will certainly take that. Moving on, we've got a very compact schedule for Jeff Carr and the Titans. Thanks, Jeff. Best of luck in this very, very crucial stretch of the season.
All right, thanks, Jeff and Eddie.
Good luck, Coach.
You got it.
All
Good
right.
luck. But yeah, so 3-1. You coach there. Certainly disappointed because he felt the team could do better than a 3-1 victory.
But I know exactly what he's talking about, and of course he's looking ahead at the future and thinking, you know what, if we play like this against great teams, we're not going to do well because somebody who's going to pressure you, if you're not able to put your chances away, and somebody who can counter on those, you're going to be in trouble. As Broward came back, and as you know, at halftime it was 1-1.
And of course, Irma this season has wreaked havoc on all the Titans' schedules, so that's mixed things up as far as when teams are playing each other. But today and this evening, a 3-1 victory for the Titans on maybe an off night, but got the job done in the end. For my partner Eddie Rodriguez, our producer Brian Foster, director John Bobar, and our entire WEFS TV crew, I'm Jeff Radcliffe saying so long from Melbourne. Titans win it 3-1 to go to 6-1 on the season. Have a good night.